Hello, I'm Coach Natalie, and welcome to another episode of Jiu Jitsu for Dummies. If you've been following this series, you'll notice we usually teach submissions. And that's because in Jiu Jitsu, the idea of being successful in a street fight is similar to being successful in a Jiu Jitsu tournament. You want a dominant position, that kind of thing. Stop your opponent. Today we're going to actually take back a step, and we're going to be teaching a foundational move that's usually taught the very first day. It's called the UPA, or the bridge and roll. And it's done when someone is on the mount, or in layman's terms, when someone is sitting on your stomach, probably getting ready to hit you in the face if this is a self-defense situation. In any case, it's simple to carry out and could save your life. So let's check it out. Okay, the bridge and roll, the UPA. I was taught once that UPA is Portuguese for oops, like they were sitting on top of you and now they're on the bottom, and trying to figure out how that happened. I don't know if that's the case or not, but the bridge and roll, or the UPA, teaches the importance of restricting the arm or leg that you're going to roll over, trapping it so that they can't catch themselves from falling. We then use the same concept in sweeps and all sorts of other moves. That's probably the reason why it's taught the very first day. So let's check it out. I'm actually going to show you without a dummy and then with a dummy. So let's just say I'm on my back. Sally is on my stomach, or as we would say in Jiu Jitsu, she's on the mount. She has the mount. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be posting on my left leg and bumping her forward with my right leg. That's then going to have her hands land on the ground above me. She does this to catch herself so she doesn't land, face forward on the cement. So while her hands are here, with my two hands, I'm going to trap her one hand, put it to my chest, trapping her leg with my leg. I'm going to look over my shoulder, and I'm then going to roll over my shoulder. And then she's going to end up on the ground, and I'm going to end up on my knees with a partner. As I said, we could be in Jiu Jitsu class, or Sally here could be a belligerent person who's caught me in the parking lot, knocked me down, and is now sitting on me. She's at a great position to be able to hit me. We call that ground and pound. I certainly don't want to see Sally's ground and pound skills, so I need to get her off my stomach. What I'm going to do, with the idea that I'm going to bump her towards my left, is I'm going to post on my left leg, and I'm going to use my right leg to bump her forward. As soon as I can, grab her right arm with my left and right hand. Bring this hand to my chest, trap the foot, look over the shoulder, and rolled over my shoulder. Now, this is self-defense. I could just get up and run away. Maybe I want to, you know, hit her in the face a few times. But the fact is, I'm not on the bottom, and she is on the bottom. So, seen from another angle. Again, Sally's on the mount. I'm gonna bump her forward. Go trap this arm. Make sure this leg is trapped. Look over my shoulder. Roll over my shoulder. So, it's pretty simple, but of course, as I mentioned, this works because you're trapping their foot and hand and then knocking them over in that same direction. We call that posting in Jiu Jitsu. If I feel like I'm falling, I put my hand out, I stop myself from falling. If I was falling and I stuck my leg out, it would stop me from falling. In this case, I'm trapping that same side hand, trapping that same side foot, and then of course rolling them in that direction, which obviously they will be defenseless to stop themselves from falling. So a mistake obviously would be not trapping the right side foot or hand. You know, if I'm planning to roll them over my left shoulder, trapping the right side foot or hand. And then, as I mentioned, failure to plan what comes afterwards, especially if this is a self-defense situation. Once you have them on the ground, you really want to make a plan for getting away, hitting them in the face, doing some other kind of move. You'll know what you're doing. They won't know what's coming. So, and if it's obviously a self-defense, a jiu-jitsu situation, you know, once you have them on the ground, you want to get past their legs and put them in side control, get on the mount, and then of course we can execute some of those other moves that we've covered in some of our other videos. So let's look at the whole thing again. Again, Sally here, maybe she's a ruffian, but I don't like the looks of this. So what I'm going to do is nudge her forward, trap this hand, make sure I can trap the leg. Now, as I said, if I have very short legs or very long legs, I might not be able to trap this foot, but I should. Control the arm, look over my shoulder, roll over my shoulder, and as I said, if it's a self-defense situation, hold them in side control, a couple of hammer fists, but at least, you know, they're not sitting on you anymore. And then of course you're on to the next move. So thank you very much for learning about the UPA, otherwise known as the bridge and roll. As I mentioned, it's usually taught the very first day, but you will probably use it every day of your jiu-jitsu life. So I appreciate having this opportunity to teach you, and reach out to me on my Natalie Whitson Jiu-Jitsu page. Give me a suggestion for a lesson. Reach out. And thank you again for this episode of Jiu Jitsu for Dummies.